What have you made of him?
The cheat.
Answer early. Is Jake Paul natural? No. I can say that with pretty certain confidence in that statement, mainly because, as you heard me mention, I know a lot of the people he trains with and I have heard things.
It's for if I can test you randomly for performance enhancing the next 2 years, and I never got a response on that.
Anthony Joshua has taken a subtle shot at Jake Paul, hinting that Jake might not be competing on a level playing field. Joshua suggests that no matter how muscular or powerful Jake tries to look, it doesn't bother him. He says his own confidence doesn't shake and that he's sharp, focused, and more motivated than ever, according to AJ. His years of discipline and real boxing experience will decide everything once they're face-to-face in the ring, regardless of whatever strategy or strength Jake tries to rely on.
Oh, Jake's small, so that makes me confident. Jake's this, so that makes me confident. I'm just focused on myself. I'm confident in myself. Jake could be 10 foot. I'm confident in myself. That's what I'm saying. It's not about how he is. I just really I've got a good team. I've been through ups and downs. I've stood the test of time. I'm passionate. I'm hungry. And I'm still here ready to fight my heart out. So I'm confident in that.
Anthony, not only from the UK, but from...
Jake Paul's growing confidence in the boxing world has sparked doubt among many veteran analysts. Critics argue that his belief in taking on a fighter like Anthony Joshua may be overly ambitious. Joshua, a seasoned heavyweight, brings years of elite training, numerous championship bouts, and proven stamina that Paul has yet to experience. Some observers have also pointed to Paul's physical development and in-ring performance, suggesting he may be relying on enhancements, while Joshua continues to rely purely on natural ability. With his rare combination of size, strength, and technical skill, Joshua presents a challenge that is difficult for anyone to match. This gap in experience and ability has left both fans and professionals questioning whether Paul is truly prepared to face a fighter of Joshua's caliber.
Is Jake Paul natural? No. I can say that with pretty certain confidence in that statement, mainly because, as you heard me mention, I know a lot of the people he trains with and I have heard things. Now let's give Jake the benefit of the doubt, right? He's able to restrain from the peer pressure that everyone's putting on him to hop on these certain compounds. Then that would be cool to train natural, do what he needs to do. But the thing is, his body composition has changed so much, his explosiveness, his power, and yes, that comes with training and time. But I find it very suspicious that for some reason, whenever a drug test gets brought up, for instance, when Fury wanted that in the contract, Jake Paul turns them down. So you should think to yourself, it's probably because he's not natural. Now I want to make it clear, I don't care whether Jake Paul is natural or not. There's so many people that aren't natural that are in combat sports. In fact, Tyron Woodley probably is also not natural. Everyone wants that little edge over their competition, and that's where drugs and anabolics come into play. There's certain compounds that are out there that just increase your explosiveness immensely, your recovery, so that you can stay in the same weight class, which is very important for combat sports, whether that's boxing, UFC, whatever type of combat sport you're doing. So that is why you guys have seen so much improvement from Jake Paul. Of course, he has a great circle around him, great trainers, great coaches, a great regimen, but definitely anabolics play a very fundamental role in that. They allow him to train as hard as he does. They allow him to increase his power and speed. And of course, when you think of those concepts, that's essentially the recipe to...
Deontay Wilder has added fuel to the debate around this fight, hinting that contractual agreements could play a role in deciding the outcome. Wilder suggests that, much like some past high-profile bouts, entertainment and financial considerations might overshadow pure competition. He implies that the fighter favored in these deals could end up victorious, raising questions about whether the result will truly reflect skill and strategy in the ring. This perspective has sparked further discussion within the boxing community, with fans wondering if Jake Paul's rapid rise is driven more by promotional power than by athletic ability.
And they asked Deontay Wilder, who does he think will win the fight? And he said, whatever's in the contract for the person to win, that's who will win. And let me counterpunch. What Wilder is saying is what a lot of people are fearing right? You know, the Jake Paul FDA that, hey, he has to win each and every fight has been one of those things that has been lingering around in the boxing world, as we've seen about Mike Tyson, and Mike Tyson seeing him pulling punches, or appeared to be pulling punches, and not really trying to fight Jake Paul. And I reminded people that it was an exhibition. And despite how it was billed and what Mike promised to do, I think none of those guys were just trying to hurt each other. You know, I think Jake Paul was actually just trying to, just share the ring with a legend. You know what I mean? To be honest, he made sure he won, sure, but, he didn't try to go out of his way to hurt Mike like he did, like he dropped Anderson Silva, or he knocked out.
These remarks have stirred controversy, especially given the massive financial stakes involved in the fight. High-profile bouts often come with complex contracts and enormous payouts. And Wilder's comments highlight how these agreements could influence outcomes in ways fans might not immediately see. While the idea of the predetermined result is not universally accepted, it has led analysts and viewers to closely examine the motivations behind this matchup. Boxing expert Wade points out the clear advantages Joshua holds over Paul. He notes that Joshua's combination of size, experience, and technical mastery far exceeds anything Paul has encountered in his career. Even though Joshua is considered a veteran at this point, his conditioning, confidence, and ring IQ remain exceptional. Wade suggests that Paul may have underestimated the challenge, failing to fully account for Joshua's resilience and tactical intelligence. Honed through years of high-stakes fights. In Wade's view, Joshua's proven skill set makes him a formidable target, and Paul will face not only a physical challenge, but a psychological test as well.
If, again, in some world that actually happened, boxing in the UK has to die. If that happens, boxing as a whole has to take a look in the mirror if Jake walks out and knocks out Anthony Joshua in the first round. This is why I said AJ has the most pressure maybe on any boxer ever with this fight, because it's not for a world title, but it's essentially for the legitimacy of the sport. Like, without saying it, not because Jake doesn't have actual legitimate, boxing match, nothing like that, but because Jake shouldn't be in a ring with Anthony Joshua ever in his career. From when he started to what he is right now, Jake has not shown the skill, the ability yet to be in a ring with any former champion that's still in the game at heavyweight. So he's able to not only go in there, I said survive more than 3 rounds, but knock AJ out? Dude, the sport will have to drop a nuclear bomb on the sport, all of it.
I'm honored to be here. I'm happy to be here. I think December 19th is going to be crazy, though. I think the center's going to be buzzing, just crazy energy in that room. I think it's going to be really good. So now, remember, I took a year out of the game to refresh, because I was just piling on more and more baggage. I just feel fresh. I feel rejuvenated. It wasn't like I took the year out in vain. I had a purpose, and now I'm just living. No, you look fresh. I feel good, man. I feel good. I've been training hard. I'm close to the weight that I need to be at for the fight. I feel good. He's done me a favor. Walking around bulky and heavy. I feel quick. I feel amazing. So I'm looking forward to the fight.
Oh no, dude, the weight's gonna backfire now too. That's what you're telling me? You're telling me that Jake having AJ cut the weight down to 245 is actually gonna make him more of a machine? It's gonna help his gas tank. It's gonna help him be lighter and quicker on his feet. The things that Jake said he's not. It's gonna help him feel more loose and not as stiff. Fuck! Backfiring again, everything. Damn, dude, because he's already a big guy, and that makes sense. One of the things that you naturally do in a boxing camp is lose weight by doing cardio and obviously training and sparring and everything. But now all you're doing is having AJ get in better shape because he's just going to run more. He's already on weight, apparently. By the way, this him saying this all was from a video 3.5 weeks ago. But when you go to AJ's Twitter, this is December 4th.
Joe Rogan has voiced strong opinions on whether Jake Paul's approach can realistically succeed. Rogan points out that even as a veteran, Anthony Joshua remains in exceptional shape, combining confidence, agility, and peak conditioning inside the ring. He notes that while Paul's style has worked against less experienced opponents, it may not translate well against a heavyweight of Joshua's caliber. With championship experience, advanced tactical awareness, and the ability to handle extreme pressure. Joshua presents a formidable challenge. Rogan also questions whether taking this fight is a smart move for Paul's long-term career. If he underestimates Joshua, the decision could have serious consequences. He emphasizes that mental strength is just as important as physical readiness, and Joshua's championship mindset gives him a significant edge in high-pressure situations. For Paul, whose previous opponents lacked Joshua's experience and skill, stepping into this matchup could become a true trial by fire, testing both his physical ability and psychological resilience.
This is a 34-year-old Anthony Joshua. This is a terrifying human being. Terrifying. Again, a guy who survived Usyk twice. You know, you saw what Usyk did to Dubois. You see Usyk take out Dubois. Did you see that? I mean, that's the Usyk you're talking about. There's an Usyk that rocked Tyson Fury, who's fucking 6'9".
So Jake Paul's 6'1" versus 6'6" Anthony Joshua. Jake weighed in for the Tyson fight at 199.
Yeah.
Joshua against Ngannou was 252.
6'6". Just not just 6'6", but 6'6", and knows how to use every fucking inch of it. Knows how to keep that stick in your face. He was keep that jab in his face, and that right hand, if it hits you, you're fucked. And he's not worried about you the way he's worried about Usyk. You can't move like Usyk. You can't constantly be frustrating and overloading his nervous system. Usyk is overloading every aspect of your senses at every moment. He's constantly moving, and then punches are coming, and he loops punches around your guard, and he's constantly shifting his feet, and you think he's going to be there, and he's over here, and it's like this overload of thinking. It's not a casual, relaxed fight where you can kind of move around and get your groove and he's going to stay on the outside and you're going to... No, it's just constant. He survived that guy twice. He survived, in my opinion, the most skillful heavyweight of all time. Twice. And you're going to go box him? And the toughest guy you fought before was 40 years old Anderson Silva? Those are the toughest guys so far you fought? You lost to Tommy Fury, who's a very good boxer, but this is a giant Olympic gold medalist heavyweight. I mean, Anthony Joshua is fucking
Here's
terrifying.
the thing that nightmares are made of.
And he's got that one-punch nuke.
Frank Smith addresses Jake Paul's public claims that Anthony Joshua has a weak chin or is vulnerable to punches. Smith cautions that this perception may be misleading, as Joshua has repeatedly shown resilience, endurance, and the ability to recover under pressure throughout his career. While Paul's confidence can excite fans and generate hype, Smith warns that underestimating a fighter of Joshua's caliber carries significant risk. He highlights that the first round could be critical, with fast exchanges and the potential for early knockdowns, but stresses that initial excitement doesn't guarantee Paul's success. Smith's observations also underline the unpredictable nature of high-profile boxing matches. Even an overconfident fighter can create surprising moments, but maintaining performance against a seasoned, technically skilled opponent is a completely different challenge.
Steve Frank being pushed for entertainment purposes here.
Well, look, obviously we are in a dangerous sport. We have to accept that, and obviously the people looking after Jake Paul. If I was managing or promoting Jake Paul, would I say this is the right move for Jake Paul? Probably not. Being completely honest with you. But he's put himself in a position, you know, was Jake Paul Mike Tyson a sensible thing to do? To, you know, a 58-year-old man or 60, I'm not sure what Mike is, but was that sensible? Probably not, and I would have said that at the time, but it's the world we live in now. And the reality is,
Sean Jones breaks down the shockwave caused by Tyson Fury's announcement that he's placing $1 million bet on Jake Paul to defeat Anthony Joshua. This bold claim has grabbed the attention of both fans and analysts. Jones points out that it's unusual for a top-tier boxer like Fury to openly back a social media fighter with such confidence, prompting questions about whether Fury has insider insight or simply sees untapped potential in Paul. While the wager could indicate recognition of Paul's abilities, it also raises speculation about Fury's motives and the spectacle surrounding the endorsement. Jones highlights how celebrity influence shapes modern boxing. Fury's public support adds excitement and a sense of legitimacy to Paul's campaign, potentially swaying public perception. But Jones cautions that hype doesn't guarantee victory. The analysis also underscores how promotional strategies, fan engagement, and betting culture intersect to shape expectations in high-profile fights. Fury's wager serves as a reminder that outside factors can heavily influence the narrative long before the first punch is thrown.
Marketing. Tyson Fury said that he's going to put $1 million on Jake Paul to win.
If Jake Paul fights Anthony Joshua, I'm putting £1 million on Jake Paul. I want some free money.
I mean, does Tyson know something that we don't know? Maybe I might put $1,000 on Jake Paul to win. If the odds are good, it could pay for me Dubai trip.
I, Jake Joseph Paul, will knock out, defeat, and embarrass Anthony Joshua Friday, December 19th. USA versus UK. He's got the belts, the size, the history, but I have the balls.
Come on, let's go UK. Let's knock him out, Joshua. Come on. I've got some basic details about this fight. It's going to be 8 3-minute rounds, 10-ounce gloves. It's not an exhibition fight. It's an actual professional heavyweight bout. But there's a key stipulation here. Anthony Joshua is not allowed to weigh more than 245 pounds. So that is 111 kilos at the weigh-in. Now, Joshua usually fights between 251, 252 pounds. Jake Paul's expected to weigh about 225, 230 pounds. So expect Jake to look the biggest he's ever looked, which could drastically affect his cardio if Joshua did want to drag this out a little bit into like the 4th, 5th, 6th round. A big question is, will Jake be able to last that long and be able to carry that power that he usually has in the first couple of rounds over into those later rounds? So far, there's no other weird stipulations I could find, like rehydration clauses, but I would not be surprised if Jake and his team implement that into this fight, just to put another advantage on Jake Paul's side. So there you go, guys. The fight is actually official. I've just found a caveat. While the bout is confirmed, occasionally in boxing, confirmed means the contract is public or press announcement made, but final sanctioning from the Athletic Commission is still awaiting approval, and there might still be a few moving parts here, but so far, so good. Joshua's posted it, Jake's posted it, Netflix have posted it, so I think we're 90.
Derek Chisora offers insight into the broader implications of this matchup. He believes Anthony Joshua holds a clear advantage and is likely to dominate Jake Paul in the ring. Chisora also highlights the financial side of the fight, noting that Joshua's substantial payday can create envy among other fighters who haven't earned similar rewards. In many ways, the bout represents easy money for Joshua, reflecting the commercial nature of modern boxing, where marketability can sometimes be as influential as athletic skill in determining opportunities and payouts. His comment shed light on the tension surrounding high-profile crossover events. While some critics argue that Paul's involvement is mainly entertainment-driven, others recognize the huge financial incentives at play. By framing Joshua's participation as both strategically smart and financially lucrative, Chisora captures the complex mix of factors shaping major fights today. This perspective serves as a reminder that boxing is not just a sport, it's also an entertainment business where public interest, media attention, and money all play a role in shaping decisions.
Kidman is very good at promoting everything he does.
Derek, do you reckon there's a bit of jealousy from other boxers and even like pundits flying around as well? Because even since it's been announced last night and today,
I know the biggest jealousy pundit you guys have in that is Simon Jordan. I'm telling you right now, Simon Jordan right now, he must be suffering inside and out right now because he knows Eddie's making money, Anthony Josh's making money, so he is dying right now, Simon Jordan.
Look, Derek, and I know you say it's entertainment and there'll be a massive audience, but is there an element of danger as well? Look, AJ's a former world champion, and this is a guy, you know, the best he's been in with is Tommy Fury.
Listen, he don't really care. He don't, you know, in the boxing ring, it's the only place you can murder somebody and not go to jail. So, kudos to that. So if he gets beaten up and something happens, it's part of the game.
Well, I'm not sure that's a game that people will want to see, though.
Is it a real fight, though? Is this going to be a proper fight? You will know more than most.
Mate, let me tell you something. For how much they're getting paid, about 177 million, whatever, and they're splitting down the middle. So I hope it's not a game because I want to see some blood. I want to see somebody's teeth falling out. So I told Anthony, I already messaged Anthony. I was like, listen, I tell you what, I said to AJ, if this goes past 5 rounds, everybody's gonna be having a go at you because you can't go past 5 rounds with this kid. It has to go past 1 round or 2 rounds. past beyond 4 or 5 rounds, you know, people are gonna be doubting you as a fighter himself. So he has to smoke him out like what he did Francis Ngannou in Saudi Arabia in 1 round.
Yeah, and I think you're dead right. Is he worried about that? Is he worried about what happens, you know, if he doesn't see him off in the first round or the second round?
No, he's not worried about it. He's gonna smoke this guy out. I'm not worried about it. We're gonna smoke this guy out properly. I'll be there. He's gonna smoke him. I can't wait.
Theoretically, if he comes out swinging, right, AJ should be able to get it done in are we talking 30 seconds if AJ is giving it everything he's got?
Listen, if AJ comes in there and just blows on this kid, he's gonna just drop him to the floor. So I don't really I'm just wasting money going to Miami because I know it's gonna be finished in 1 round. So
Are you gonna go?
Oh yeah.
That's all for today's breakdown. Stay tuned for more updates, and we'll see you in the next one.